Question 421. Which concept requires more than one person to complete a task? A. Job rotation. B. Role-based access control. C. Multitasking. D. Separation of duties. Correct answer. D. Separation of duties. Separation of duties is a security concept requiring more than one individual to complete specific tasks or processes. This ensures no single person has complete control over critical operations, reducing the risk of fraud, errors, or abuse of power. Question 422. What is the most effective way to ensure a consistent and auditable incident response process? A. Encourage new hires to continuously update the document with external information. B. Make the document available in a central, easily accessible repository for the organization. C. Limit comments on the process to subject matter experts from each IT department. D. Rotate CERT members to foster a shared responsibility model. Correct answer. B. Make the document available in a central, easily accessible repository for the organization. By storing the incident response process document in a central, easily accessible repository, the organization ensures that all team members can reference the same, consistent set of guidelines. This promotes uniformity in responses to incidents and makes auditing the process simpler, as everyone operates from a single source of truth. Question 423. Which of the following firewall strategies should you implement to secure a firewall configuration? A. Default deny. B. Deny all. C. Permit all. D. Default. Permit. Correct answer. A. Default. Deny. Default deny strategy means that by default, all traffic is blocked unless explicitly allowed by a rule. This is a best practice in firewall configurations, as it minimizes the attack surface by blocking unwanted or unauthorized traffic. It ensures that only the traffic that is explicitly permitted by the firewall rules can pass through, enhancing security. Question 424. Which term refers to a text message containing system information displayed after connecting to a service on a server? A. Log. B. Trap. C. Signature. D. Banner. Correct answer. D. Banner. Banner is a text message displayed after connecting to a service on a server, often providing system information, warnings, or legal disclaimers. It is typically shown when users access a system like through SSH or a web service. These messages inform users of system details or terms of use before proceeding further. Question 425. Which security measure helps protect data from unauthorized access during transmission? A. Antivirus software. B. Encryption. C. Multi-factor authentication. D. Identity and access management. Correct answer. B. Encryption. Encryption transforms readable data into an unreadable format using an algorithm, which can only be reversed with a specific key. This guarantees that even if data is intercepted during transmission, it remains secure and inaccessible to unauthorized users, thereby preserving confidentiality and security. Question 426. What is the practice of modifying an application's code without altering its external behavior called? A. API call. B. Refactoring. C. Sideloading. D. Shimming. Correct answer. B. Refactoring. Refactoring involves modifying the internal structure or code of an application without changing its external behavior or functionality. This is done to improve the code's readability, maintainability, and performance without affecting how the application behaves for the user. Question 427. Attini has identified a security breach, with a hacker attempting to access confidential data on the company's server. What should be the first step taken? A. Detach the server from the network and remove the network cable. B. Look for the hacker and penalize him. C. Restart the server. D. Shut down the server. Correct answer. A. Detach the server from the network and remove the network cable. When a security breach is detected, the first step is to contain the attack by stopping the hacker from continuing to access or exfiltrate data. Detaching the server from the network by removing the network cable ensures that the attacker no longer has access to the system and prevents further compromise while preserving evidence for forensic analysis. Question 428. David has given the BitLocker encryption keys for computers in his department to the security office of his organization so that they can decrypt computers in the event of an investigation or breach. What is the term used to describe this concept? A. A BitLocker locker. B. AES jail. C. Key escrow. D. Key submission. Correct answer. C. Key escrow. Key escrow refers to the practice of providing encryption keys to a third party, who can then release them to an authorized party if certain conditions are met. Although this means that the keys are no longer under the control of the owner or responsible party, in many cases, the necessity to have a recoverable or accessible way to access the keys supersedes the requirement to keep the keys in the hands of a single individual or organization. The other options listed are fabricated, but you may come across the term key recovery, which is a process wherein law enforcement or other authorized parties can retrieve keys when necessary using an access or decryption key that may not be the same key used by the original encryption user. Question 429. You have noted that there were entries in your network's domain name server that point legitimate domains to unknown and potentially harmful IP addresses. Which of the following best descriptions of this type of attack? A. A Trojan horse. B. A backdoor. C. An APT. D. DNS poisoning. Correct answer. D. DNS poisoning. DNS poisoning occurs when false DNS information is inserted into legitimate DNS servers, resulting in traffic being redirected to unwanted or malicious sites. A backdoor provides access to the system by circumventing normal authentication. An APT is an advanced persistent threat. A Trojan horse ties a malicious program to a legitimate program. Question 430. What is developed after creating a threat model and provides a structured approach for analyzing program entry points? A. Toolbox engineering. B. Extreme programming. C. Attack surface analytics. D. Secure design methodology. Correct answer. C. Attack surface analytics. After creating a threat model, Attack Surface Analytics provides a structured approach to identifying and analyzing the points in the application where potential security vulnerabilities could be introduced. This involves reviewing all possible entry points through which an attacker could interact with the system, such as APIs, user input fields, and network interfaces. Question 431. One of your users cannot remember the password for their laptop. You want to recover that password for them. You intend to use a tool technique that is popular with hackers, and it consists of searching tables of pre-computed hashes to recover the password. What is the best descriptions for this? A. Backdoor. B. Dictionary attack. C. Rainbow table. D. Social engineering. Correct answer. C. Rainbow table. A rainbow table is a table of pre-computed hashes used to retrieve passwords. A backdoor is used to gain access to a system, not to recover passwords. Social engineering and dictionary attacks can both be used to gain access to passwords, but they are not tables of pre-computed hashes. Question 432. What type of server is used to gather diagnostic and monitoring data from networked devices? A. Proxy server. B. UC server. C. syslog server. D. ICS server. Correct answer. C. syslog server. Syslog server is a centralized server used to collect and store log messages from various networked devices such as routers, switches, firewalls, and servers. These logs typically contain diagnostic and monitoring data, which are essential for troubleshooting, security auditing, and system performance analysis. Question 433. Which tool provides the functionality of a configuration compliance scanner? A. ZenMap. B. RU. C. Nessus. D. DBAN. Correct answer. C. Nessus. Nessus is a widely used vulnerability scanner that also provides functionality for configuration compliance scanning. It helps assess whether systems are configured in line with best practices and security standards, identifying any discrepancies or vulnerabilities in system configurations. Question 434. When two doors are used to prevent an individual from entering or exiting, what is being created? A. Door jam. B. Door block. C. Man trap. D. Man block. Correct answer. C. Man trap. A man trap is a physical security feature designed to control the entry and exit of individuals by using two doors. It ensures that only authorized personnel are allowed to pass by, requiring them to enter a controlled space between the doors, which helps to prevent tailgating, unauthorized access, or the ability to exit without authorization. Question 435. Sensitive internal network data from your company has been leaked online, but there has been no actual breach by an attacker. What type of issue does this describe? A. DLP failure for a malicious user. B. File integrity check. C. Host-based firewall. D. Social media. Correct answer. A. DLP failure for a malicious user. Data loss prevention systems are created to identify and block the unauthorized sharing of sensitive information. In this scenario, the exposure of crucial data without an external breach suggests that an insider or trusted user may have deliberately or unintentionally shared the data, bypassing DLP safeguards. This type of incident underscores the importance of robust DLP policies and monitoring to prevent internal data leaks. Question 436. Which log should you check if you want to determine when the workstation was last shut down? A. Hardware. B. Security. C. Access. D. System. Correct answer. D. System. The system log typically records events related to the operating system and system components, including the shutdown and startup of the system. This log will include timestamps and details about when the workstation was last shut down, as it logs system events such as service starts and stops. hardware changes, and operating system events, which include shutdowns. Question 437. What would help a systems administrator identify systems and manage permissions and policies based on location, role, and service level? A. Standard naming conventions. B. Domain services. C. Baseline configurations. D. Diagrams. Correct answer. B. Domain services. Domain services, such as Active Directory, are critical tools for systems administrators to identify systems and manage permissions and policies. These services function by organizing and centralizing attributes like location, role, and service level, which streamlines access control and resource allocation across networks. This capability is essential for ensuring efficient and secure system administration. Question 438. When investigating breaches and trying to attribute them to specific threat actors, what is not one of the indicators of an APT? A. Sophisticated attacks. B. A swap file attack. C. The attack is sustained over time. D. The attack comes from a foreign IP address. Correct answer. D. The attack comes from a foreign IP address. Although you might suppose that a nation-state attacker, the usual attacker behind an advanced persistent threat, would attack from a foreign IP address, they often use a compromised address in the target country as a base for attacks. Other options are all incorrect. These are actually signs of an advanced persistent threat. Question 439. In cybersecurity exercises, what role does the red team assume? A. An attacker. B. A defender. C. Both an attacker and a defender. D. An exercise overseer. Correct answer. A. An attacker. In cybersecurity exercises, the red team assumes the role of the attacker. Their purpose is to simulate real-world cyber attacks, attempting to breach systems and exploit vulnerabilities, helping the organization test and improve its defenses. The red team is typically tasked with identifying weaknesses in security protocols and practices. Question 440. Daryl finds a physical device attached to a gas pump's credit card reader. Which of the following types of attack has he likely noticed? A. A card cloner. B. A race condition. C. A replay attack. D. A skimmer. Correct answer. D. A skimmer. Daryl has discovered a skimmer, a device used for skimming attacks that capture credit and debit card information. Skimmers may be able to wirelessly upload the information they capture, or they may require attackers to retrieve data in person. Some skimmers include cameras to capture key presses for pins and other data. A replay attack would reuse credentials or other information to act as a legitimate user. A race condition occurs when the time of use and time of check of data can be exploited, and a card cloner would be used after cards were skimmed to duplicate them. Question 441. A telecommunication company is suing employees over suspected fraud and illegal use of company assets. As part of the team assigned to collect evidence and preserve its admissibility, which forensic technique would you most likely use? A. Luminol spray. B. Chain of custody. C. Ballistic analysis. D. Non-repudiation. Correct answer. B. Chain of custody. Chain of custody is a forensic technique used to document and maintain the integrity of evidence throughout the investigation process. It ensures that evidence related to the suspected fraud and illegal use of company assets is collected, handled, and stored properly to preserve its admissibility in court. Question 442. Endpoint detection and response has three major components that provide visibility into endpoints. Which of the following is not one of these components? A. Data exploration. B. Data search. C. Malware analysis. D. Suspicious activity detection. Correct answer. C. Malware analysis. Endpoint detection and response focuses on three major components: data exploration, data search, and suspicious activity detection to provide visibility into endpoint activities. These components help security teams detect, investigate, and respond to potential threats in real time. Question 443. What does a digital signature represent? A. A PNG image of an individual's handwritten signature. B. A cryptographic technique for signing a document remotely. C. A mechanism to protect users from their own actions. D. A mathematical method used to confirm the authenticity of a document. Correct answer. D. A mathematical method used to confirm the authenticity of a document. A digital signature is a mathematical way of verifying the authenticity of a document by using cryptographic algorithms to confirm its integrity and origin. It ensures that the document has not been altered and that it comes from a verified sender. Digital signatures provide security features such as authentication, integrity, and non-repudiation, making them essential for secure communications and legal document verification. Question 44. What term refers to a cloud-based system that stores, manages, and enables auditing of API keys, passwords, and certificates? A. A cloud PKI. B. A cloud TPM. C. A hush service. D. A secrets manager. Correct answer. D. A secrets manager. Secrets Manager is a cloud-based system designed to securely store, manage, and audit sensitive information, such as API keys, passwords, and certificates. These systems provide controlled access, enhance security, and often include features like automatic key rotation and detailed auditing to monitor how secrets are used. Question 445. Which configuration setting in a CM dashboard helps reduce the occurrence of false positive or false negative errors? A. Sensors. B. Correlation. C. Alerts. D. Sensitivity levels. Correct answer. D. Sensitivity levels. Sensitivity levels in a CM dashboard help adjust the threshold for detecting security events to minimize false positives and false negatives. They control how alerts are triggered based on the volume and type of activity detected. Optimizing sensitivity levels ensures accurate threat detection while reducing unnecessary alerts, improving the efficiency of security monitoring. Question 446. Which biometric error would allow an unauthorized individual to access a system? A. False acceptance. B. False entrance. C. False rejection. D. False denial. Correct answer. A. False acceptance. False acceptance is a biometric error that occurs when an unauthorized individual is mistakenly granted access due to an incorrect match in the authentication system. It compromises security by allowing unauthorized users to bypass access controls, making it a critical factor in biometric system design and evaluation. Question 447. What type of social engineering involves a sinister user forcefully demanding the immediate transmission of top-secret documents, threatening that failure to comply would sabotage a multi-million-dollar deal and leave their salesperson high and dry? A. Consensus. B. Familiarity. C. Intimidation. D. Scarcity. Correct answer. C. Intimidation. Intimidation is a social engineering tactic in which the attacker employs bullying tactics or threats to coerce the victim into taking an action. Familiarity involves the attacker creating a connection with the victim beforehand, or impersonating someone the victim regularly interacts with. Consensus is a strategy where the attacker fabricates fake testimonials to persuade the victim that others have used the software or web page being offered, making it appear safe. Scarcity is another social engineering technique that involves presenting what the attacker is offering as rare or unavailable elsewhere. Question 448. What is the type of attack in which the attacker enters JavaScript into a text area that will be viewed by other users? A. Bluejacking. B. Clickjacking. C. Cross-site scripting. D. SQL injection. Correct answer. C. Cross-site scripting. Cross-site scripting involves entering a script into text areas that other users will view. SQL injection is not about entering scripts, but rather SQL commands. Clickjacking is about tricking users into clicking on the wrong thing. Bluejacking is a Bluetooth attack. Question 449. Which acronym refers to any personal information that can be used to uniquely identify an individual? A. PHI. B. Biometrics. C. PII. D. PKI. Correct answer. C. PII. PII, personally identifiable information, refers to any data that can uniquely identify an individual, such as names, social security numbers, and email addresses. It is essential for data privacy and security, as unauthorized access to PII can lead to identity theft or fraud. Question 450. You are looking for an authentication service managed by a third party that lets users access multiple websites supporting that service. What is the best option? A. Kerberos. B. NTLM. C. OpenID. D. Shibboleth. Correct answer. C. OpenID. OpenID is an authentication service managed by a third party that allows users to access multiple websites supporting OpenID without needing separate credentials for each site. It provides a decentralized approach to authentication, simplifying the process for users and enhancing security across various platforms. Thank you for watching. If you found this helpful for you, don't forget to like, drop a comment, and subscribe for more practice questions and tips.